Loiacono and Cooley on row 1, Aspley and Fisher row 2, Scorpioni and Gonzalez row 3, row 4 is Weldon and Gonzalez, row 5, Atala and Vergara. They'll climb the hill. Time to go racing with the second event of the triple header here in the Elite Engines Grand Prix of Road America. USF Juniors are green, green, green. And the race down into turn number 1. Cooley quickly to the inside to get on the gearbox. He's going to poke out to the outside. Brendan Cooley going to think about the lead as he works his way down here. Ty Fisher going to fill the mirrors as well. Cooley's going to go to the outside, not able to get the run around Loiacono, so he'll go to the position, but Loiacono wide on the exit. Everybody clean and green through the opening corner under the Arians Bridge. Cooley thought about going for the race lead, got that big draft. Instead of pushing Loiacono down into 1, tucked to the outside, that allowed Fisher to kind of get that draft in. But wisely, those drivers settling into position. Same goes for Leonardo Scorpioni. He gets a spot early on here as well. So a fantastic start there for Scorpioni. Look at this. Cooley's trying to go to the lead. He'll try to deep Loiacono down into turn number 5. That's not going to work. He's going to get a better run out of the corner and is able to come across the bow. And another issue for, I think, Ty Fisher. He lost the wing in race number 1, and I think he's lost the wing again. Clipped it on the back of Brendan Cooley. Yeah, Fisher, back-to-back issues here. Tough one for Ty, who's in the top 6 of the points coming in here, and he finds himself with damage once again. Man, that is tough for Ty Fisher. There's a fight there. Ty Fisher struggling. He's going to struggle like crazy here because you're just not going to get that front downforce you want on that race car. He's going to struggle with aero wash coming through the carousel here as well. Now, I'll say this. Young kart racing driver. Oh, and see there he almost goes off, and he does. 4 wheels off coming at the end of the carousel. No front downforce. And that car with mid-corner understeer right off the racetrack. Tough one for Ty. He'll have to pit here, get the new wing on, and like drivers before, hope for an early race yellow. Up front, Loiacono getting absolutely challenged by Brendan Cooley, the young driver who's come on strong here midway through. Good stuff. You can see Cooley right there. A Scorpioni with him as well. Loiacono looking for his 3rd straight win and potentially going 4 for 5 in the last 2 races, both at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Loiacono won 1 of 2 in June with IMSA and got a victory as well during the IndyCar weekend. Backs this one up, and there's your full course yellow. So full course yellow on track. Not exactly sure why yet. Whether I'm being told 2 drivers are off in turn number 8. Drivers left. So down the hill into the hurry downs, the left-hander right beside the kart track here, the Briggs & Stratton Motorplex here at Road America. We have contact in turn number 8. Full course yellow. Stack them and repack them. And this is the benefit. Now, there's the shot there. The driver's on the way down into the corner. That looks like Kaylee Countryman. And I'm going to say potentially one of the D-Force cars. Thomas Nordquist again. Oh, Thomas has had a rough day. Off in turn 3 in race 1, and he and Countryman off the racetrack, coming down into the turn 8 braking zone. And that's going to be a couple drivers not giving each other room, because as you come down into the braking zone there, someone either went up the inside or hooked a wheel side by side. That's tough. That's further down from turn number 7, down kind of into the braking zone of the left-hand turn number 8. It's a downhill braking zone. So somebody had some issues there. They collect each other. And you hate to see that on the second lap. Countryman out of the car. You can see the left front damage there and right front damage, but I think both left and right front for Nordquist. So Loiacono is your leader, and here's that driver coming into pit lane. That's TJ Fisher. As I said before, lost the front wing. They've had a bunch of wing damage on the cars for Zanella Racing. That's 2 wing issues for Ty Fisher in back-to-back races. Got into the back of Matan Achatov in race number 1, and then the contact there as he was right behind Brendan Cooley coming out of turn 5. The wing itself coming off. So Loiacono the leader. Brendan Cooley attacking aggressively early. He goes to second. Leonardo Scorpioni from fifth up to third. Rodrigo Gonzalez jumps up into the fourth spot. Joao Vergara in fifth. Remember, he started 10th. So a great start here for Vergara. Connor Aspley in sixth. Oliver Weldon seventh. Patricio Gonzalez in eighth. JT Hoskins ninth. And Colin Aiken across the line in 10th. Raheem Alibi falling down into the 19th spot. Kelly Countryman and Thomas Nordquist out early, as we know, with this contact down in turn number 8. So all we ever wanted of these drivers to get a chance to go green to checker. We had a fantastic day yesterday. It's not like I can break the or jinx it now, because yesterday we ran two 50-minute test sessions, a 40-minute practice session, and a 30-minute qualifying session. And all 4 of those on-track sessions went green to checker. There was a little bit of issue. There was some contact. But for the most part, no yellow flags at all. We had a caution flag filled race number 1. I think 3 separate full course cautions. We get 1 lap right in here, and the second lap we ended up going full course already. And that actually may have happened on the opening circuit, not even on the second lap. So Loiacono will bring him across the line again. Cooley, Scorpioni, Vergara now up into 4th. Rodrigo Gonzalez is falling down the order for some reason. I think he may be into the pit lane. There you go, top of the screen, you see him coming into pit lane. So an issue for Rodrigo Gonzalez. They've got a wing out as well. Hard to see the damage because the wing looks fine, but maybe it is loose and the lower part of it is damaged. Team going to work. We'll get a better look when they pull it off if we see any kind of movement in the lower part of the wing. Yeah, there you go. One of the mounting points of the wing coming off of the nose is broken, so the new one goes on. So, man, that's tough because he was P4. Remember, great podium finish for Rodrigo, his second of the season in race number 1. So he goes down the order. That's going to move Vergara up into 4th. Aspley goes to P5. Weldon in 6th. Gonzalez 7th. Hoskins 8th. Aiken 9th. And Vilo Attila in 10th. Achitov in 11th. Scarborough 12th. Potter, Giat, Suko, and Colleran. Gonzalez gets that wing change. He's back on the racetrack on the lead lap. So both Alibi and Fisher are on the throttle still. They got back on the racetrack. They remain on the lead lap. So everybody other than Countryman and Nordquist, who had that issue in turn number 8, are back on the racetrack. That said, Fisher and Alibi are on the throttle hardcore, trying to get themselves back up to the position. Here's that run there down into turn number 8, what they call hurry downs. You see the kart track to the left side. And then the entry here into the carousel. Very tough part of the racetrack. And this is where we really saw the issue with Ty Fisher after he got that wing from the nose knocked off over in turn number 5, where just tried to carry the speed through. And these cars, listen, we talk about the balance of the cars, right? There's a front wing and a rear wing for a reason. It's the balance of the downforce on the car. It's not a ton of downforce, and that's the idea, is to have more mechanical grip at this level. When you go up a couple levels to USF Pro 2000, we had more of everything, more horsepower, bigger brakes, bigger tires, but you know, the bigger and more effective wing package on the cars. With these ones, even with the lesser overall aerodynamic downforce, the minute you cut it in half and take the wing off the front, yeah, you can hustle it around a bit. We saw Pato Gonzalez do that and go from 4th to 6th on that last lap dash in race 1. But coming through the carousel like that, it's that mid-corner where you're really driving it on the edge, and just that understeer pushed him right off the racetrack, 4 wheels off, and he knew he was going to have to pit. And I'll say this, the incident in turn number 8 played well for Ty Fisher, because if he had to pit and we went green to checker, there's no way he's catching back up to the field. As it stands now, he's going to be able to fight his way back forward. He and Alibi are going to do whatever they can to catch back to the tail of the field. We'll see whether or not they catch up here momentarily. We'll get a good shot at the tail of the field as they come through here. No, we still do not have it. There's Gonzalez there, but Alibi and Fisher not yet here. And it looks like we're going to go one more time around. Yeah, so they're going to get a little bit of luck here. I thought we may be going to green this next time by, but no, they're still working on getting those cars taken care of in turn number 8. Let's have a quick look at the current top 3 in the points as we've updated from the first race. Leonardo Scorpioni now with 260 points. Liam Loiacono has actually jumped up into the second spot. He, with what happened with him with the win, and then Joao Vergara further down the order in race number 1. Where did Joao finish in race 1? 12th. That has moved Loiacono now up into the second position. He's 29 points behind a Scorpioni. Loiacono into second, and Joao Vergara just 5 points back there. So again, things are tightening up. Scorpioni runs in the third spot. Loiacono on the pole, bonus point. As long as he leads 6 laps out of the 10, he'll get the most laps led, another bonus point. He has the fast lap of the race right now as well. Now, granted, we haven't got a chance to settle in. We haven't had a chance to build a lot of heat into these Continental tires, so you're still going to see a fast lap coming, whether or not he holds on to it or not. But Loiacono did sweep all the points from race number 1. Quick jump over here to the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel to say hello to everybody who is watching right now here on the YouTube channel. Say hello to all of you to find out where you guys are tuning in from. Hope you guys are enjoying the race, or race weekend so far. We only got really 1 lap in here, so let's get back to racing here and we'll see how this thing dials in. Takeaways from the opening lap, let's say half a lap. Loiacono with a great start. Brendan Cooley on the offensive, 100%. Thought about the outside to turn 1, didn't get a good enough of a run after popping out. Held the spot. Thought about making a move of the outside to turn number 5, and then looked in turn number 8 as well. So, yeah, Brendan Cooley gets that first podium in race number 1, having turned top, like just outside the top 10s into inside the top 10s, into now focusing on trying to get himself onto the podium and into the P1 position. He'd love to get that first race win. Brendan Cooley came in 12th place in the points. I would expect now very likely has moved his way up into the top 10 in points with a strong finish. He's had a really good run over the last couple of races. Strong Mid-Ohio as well. A 9th and a 4th after qualifying 7th during the IndyCar weekend at Mid-Ohio. So I think kind of a breakthrough there for Brendan, knowing that he's got the pace to run there inside the top 10 and inside the top 5. This second place finish obviously going to be huge for a young driver. Fantastic drone shot here for you. This is the carousel. And if you've ever driven here before, the entire time you're on the throttle, you just feel like the back end wants to step out on you the entire time. You're trying to manage the little bit of the drift that you have in the race car. You're hoping for balance. You're hoping drivers will have little issues sometimes in there when you're going on power a little too early to try to get back to full power. If you're in one of the other more high horsepower race cars, that's when you start getting that, exit understeer where the car will drift off the racetrack. So important though. The more speed, the earlier you can get on power in the carousel, the much more speed exponentially you'll have at the end of the straightaway. The best way to make a straightaway longer is not to go deeper into the braking zone. It's to start on the throttle earlier. Looks like we're lining up to go back to racing here. It'll be 4 laps in, 6 to go when they come back around. Everybody nose to tail. Single file. Liam Loiacono. Normally, the leader will be a sitting duck, but with these cars here, restricted essentially down from a USF 2000 car, very similar to a USF 2000 car, different brake package, different wheels, different damper package. The engine itself, exactly the same with the restrictor. Green flag flying and we're underway. We'll see whether or not Loiacono can hold off the potential challenge from either Cooley or a Scorpioni. We're green flagging up the hill. Oh yeah, here goes Cooley, immediately pulling out just by start-finish. Brendan Cooley wants to lead. Oh, look who's coming as well. That is Vergara to the outside. This could be 3 wide coming into the corner. Vergara's going to have contact. He and Cooley get together. Vergara turning in early, and around he goes. Trouble there for Brendan Cooley. As Vergara to the outside tried to pinch in, contact there. The 2 drivers in the top 4, top 5 find themselves off the racetrack and stopped. Another driver from Inter MS off on the exit of turn number 3. Cooley with nowhere to go, and Vergara coming across the bow. That's going to put Loiacono to the lead. It's going to bring Connor Aspley into the fight as well. The 55 of a Scorpione to the inside at turn 5. Look at Connor Aspley in pole position, Carter on the outside. He'll drop into the 3rd position. I would expect full course yellow potentially coming unless those drivers can back up and continue. A little further back, there comes Gonzalez to be able to get to the inside as well. A push happening up front. Anytime you have an issue like this, we'll try to let them run as long as we possibly can. If there's still an issue in one, it's such a long racetrack. We can let them go to 8, 9, maybe even down to Canada Corner before we woe them up. Unsure of the situation right now over in turn number 1. Both drivers have continued on being told, so they were able to separate themselves, and they are back at it again. Tough for both Vergara and Brendan Cooley as contact in turn number 1. Cooley was backing out of it. Vergara was trying to come across the bow, and he just made contact with the left rear, or the right rear rather, as he was coming across the bow trying to pinch in front of Cooley, which the room wasn't done, and Loiacono taking full advantage of that. Everybody else head down. Let's see whether or not we go to the end on this one here. Crossed halfway flags next time by. There's the 10 of Vergara, and then the 92 of Cooley. So Cooley likely pulled backwards. Vergara able to get back in gear and pull away. There's Loiacono in the number 6 heli machine. Little pass in 14 there. That might have been a pass between Aiken and potentially Hoskins. Full course yellow. Yeah, there you have it. Not quite sure why, knowing that the field is set. Car stopped in turn number 2, we're told. We know we had that driver that went off the racetrack down in turn number 3. I wonder if that's the driver they're talking about. I'll let you know when they come back around. Full course yellow once again. Wow, what a huge opportunity for Brendan Cooley and Joao Vergara. Back to full course yellow. Pace car on the field, but rejoining halfway. Might be Emma Scarborough. Yeah, I told you an Inter-MS car went off. That I think Emma Scarborough in the number 26. Her teammate Hudson Potter off as well. Wow, what a rough run it's been for the Inter-MS drivers here. Remember, 2 of them collected over in turn 1 in race number 1. AMR IndyCar safety team off to get that driver down in turn number 2. The car 25 is the driver that it's actually Hudson Potter who is off over in turn number 2. So just the day is going poorly for Hudson. Loiacono, Scorpioni, Gonzalez, Aspley, and Hoskins top 5 last time by. Weldon to 6th, Vilo Atala 7th, Matan Achitov at 8th. Colin Aiken looking for another top 10 finish in his debut weekend. He's 9th, ahead of Rodrigo Gonzalez. Brendan Cooley across the line, so Vergara and Cooley across the line. We haven't seen Emma Scarborough come across the line to put lap number 5 in either, so Emma could be involved somewhere here as well. Pace car doing its best to get himself back up to the front here, I think. Oh, actually, it's very likely going to, pull off to the other side, maybe, and pick them up on the other side of the racetrack. Wow. So let's unpack what we just saw there. That incident into turn number 1 on the start. Joao Vergara made it 3 wide down into turn number 1. Cooley was in the middle of that and wisely started to check up. He was not going to be able to go 3 wide there. Vergara on the outside came across the bow, and the room just wasn't there. And he came across and essentially, as you saw, pivoted on the front of Cooley's car, did the kind of 90-degree rotation. I'll tell you, for Vergara, very lucky that Cooley handled it the way he did, because that could have got really bad. We know what it's like when a Formula car locks wheels, so Cooley kind of kept the wheels straight as opposed to trying to jerk it at all, and they both came to a stop on the exit. And again, luckily for all the other drivers around them, no contact for those coming through as well. So Cooley's got work to do now. He's got to get himself back up here, as does Vergara. Remember, Vergara's in a championship fight. That was a tough thing for Vergara. I think he probably saw that Liam Loiacono was up top, thought, hey, maybe I have a big run here. I'm going to try to go for the race win. Maybe a little early and a little too much. No doubt about that, because the bottom line is that it did not play off for him at all. Another race tomorrow morning. Looking probably around a 10:45 Central start time on the broadcast. And then we look forward to 3 races at Portland in just a couple of weeks' time for the finale of this year's USF Pro Championships, presented by Continental Tire. That's the 17 of Thomas Norquist getting taken back to the paddock area after his incident down in turn number 8 with Kaylee Countryman. Watching the cars roll by me here on start finish, see whether or not anybody with some damage here. Otherwise, everybody looking pretty good. Vergara and Cooley right at the tail of the field. They'll be making quick work with the pace they have to try to get themselves back into the top 10. Ty Fisher, again, great for him, right? Lost the wing there for the second straight race. So a couple of yellows allows him, not, first and foremost, to catch the tail of the field, then to restack again. So Fisher's up to 12th position. So Ty Fisher in the 37, the driver out of British Columbia, Canada, he's going to be aggressive here on the opening lap. No doubt about that. You see the other car to the inside of turn 2 there. I think we may have had a couple instances we need to take care of, both Potter and I believe Emma Scarborough. So they're going to get that second car down here as well in the inside of turn number 3. We're burning laps right now. This is tough. I know that the race director had a big talk with a number of drivers after that last race for the way they ran. They were a little hectic in practice and testing, but man, we went green to checker in all those sessions. It's been a rough one here so far. That's a couple incidents on the opening laps. These drivers just getting overzealous. And again, we know this is the very first rung of this program. And this is where the drivers who come out of karting or some of the racing school series, their first time running a professional level series. The drivers are going to make mistakes. We know that. But, you know, our expectation is they get to make one mistake. You learn from each mistake and don't make it again. So when we're having drivers who are having issue after issue, that becomes a problem. That's when you sit down with the driver, the race control does. You sit down with their driver coach to make sure that they're getting the right focus. Because you don't want to see driver having DNF after DNF because they're just making mistakes on track, taking each other out, or potentially getting taken out by other drivers. The best that we can do in terms of getting the cleanest racecraft we can is what's going to pay off in the long run, because you want to be able to have lots of running time. Running around the pace car here is not what we're looking for. Again, the one thing about it, long lap around the track here at Road America, especially under pace car speed, so it does give them a lot of time to go, but we don't only have 10 laps of racing, plus we're on a 30-minute time window. There's only 8 minutes, say 8:15 still to go. With the 3 yellow flags we had in race number 1, we just snuck under the 30-minute window, so we were able to get all 10 laps in, counting the caution laps as well. But not exactly what we're hoping for in this one here. Ideally, we'll have a much cleaner race tomorrow morning. But again, this is not what we normally see in the USF Juniors program. We've had a couple of races already this year where they've gone green to checker, and that's what we're kind of hoping for. See a lot more of that. And again, the focus we always hope for is these drivers to realize it's the wheel-to-wheel training that's going to allow them to get better and better. And I hate to see it when it happens outside the top 10 as well, because if you're outside the top 10, you're not battling for a position that's going to give you a ton of points. It's more to keep positioning yourself to get the right pass done. Don't force it. Don't throw it up the inside. Don't send it, as they say. Kind of keep it to the point where you can get a pass done absolutely correctly. And again, that's something that race control, I'm sure, be talking to a number of drivers about. And remember, every one of these drivers comes in, our crew goes and picks up all of their onboard camera recording devices. We'll take those and bring them back and have a look at all the incidents that are on the racetrack. Everything gets called up and get a chance to have a look, and again, using it as a learning experience, right? You get called to the principal's office, we go through video. Sometimes it's going to be a penalty. A lot of times, regardless penalty or not, it's going to be a learning opportunity. So that's lap 7 in. We may get a 2-lap dash here at the end. This is very uncharacteristic of our USF juniors to have this kind of an issue. We'll get a good look when they come back down the hill whether or not that car that was on the inside of turn number 1 is cleared up. So if we go green this next time by, we're going to get 2 laps. No, still work being done down there. Looks like the car is behind the wall now, and yep, there goes the AMR team. The truck's rolling. So, yeah, we're definitely. If this is the only incident, we're going back to green because they're going to head back to their posts, and we'll be able to go. So ideally 2 laps. Would have loved to have a lot more than that. We had 1 at the very start, an issue in turn number 8. Back to green flag racing, an issue in turn number 2. Again, the back end of the triple header tomorrow morning, 10:45 broadcast start, Central Time. And all focus will go on the finale in the Pacific Northwest, Portland International Raceway, USF 2000, USF Pro 2000, back with USF Juniors. Find out who comes away with the scholarships. We already have one locked and loaded. If you followed the action from Toronto in the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Toronto, Max Garcia and USF Pro 2000 locking down the championship 3 races early. In the first race of the doubleheader at Toronto, he was able to accumulate enough points to get it done. Yet another victory. At that point, he had finished in the top 4 in every race of the year. Actually, a top 10 finish after getting spun out in race number 2 there. He was able to finish. So as he runs right now, Max Garcia, and we talk about, and again, trying to get this across to these drivers, consistency is key. Max Garcia won the USF 2000 championship last year. He's won the USF Pro 2000 championship already. So back-to-back championships going to Indy next in 2026. He has finished every lap 2 years. Not a DNF, didn't drop off, didn't hit a wall, didn't make a mistake, didn't throw it off. Finished every lap en route to the USF 2000 championship last year, and he's finished every lap this year as well. So again, that's just a little thing. If these drivers would have it in their head that the key first is to get to the finish, and then at that point, try to get the positions you can. It's all about making good passes, getting them done cleanly, be assertive when you do it, decisive, and not these wishy-washy kind of throw it up the inside and contact ensues. I hate to see contact on the straightaway like we saw with the first incident, and you hate to see it deeper in the field as well, because these guys at the back of the pack, there's no need to be battling like that. Just get the lap time you need. Get a good feel for what it's like driving in a pack, and then it's all going to pay off. Those drivers that didn't get any issues at the back are the ones that are now up front, like a Diogo Guia, who's able to work his way forward. Michael Succo started at the tail of the field. He's now running 13th. All right, we're going to go back to green flag, and ideally, if it all plays out, we'll get 2 green flags. So this is the 8th lap in the books, 2 to go in a 10-lapper, 3.5 minutes remaining. If we go green, we'll just get it through. Here they come, green flag flying back up the hill. We're going to get it all over again. Leonardo Scorpioni is right there, as is the 15 of Pato Gonzalez. The D-Force driver trying to come back in it. He'll go to the inside. Loiacono's going to go to the outside. He's going to get pinched, and Leonardo Scorpioni, book it to the inside. He'll take the spot. Scorpioni takes the lead. Further back, the battle underway. Will we have a clean couple of laps? They'll work their way down here now. A lot of the time, it's a driver who's trying to pinch across like we saw with Vergara. You got to give room there. We always wonder whether you're going to get those wheels together. Coming through 5, the same thing as the driver will make the move to the inside and back out a bit. He'll come back across the bow. Look at Gonzalez going to the outside. Loiacono to the inside. How about 3 wide to turn number 5? Why not? Great check up there for Gonzalez. He's going to get a better run up the hill. Contact between Loiacono and Scorpioni. And Gonzalez is going to take this up into turn number 6. He goes to the inside. Book it. Pato Gonzalez takes over the lead in USF Juniors Race 2. Man, the action, the elbows up for the drivers here in 2nd and 3rd now, or Scorpioni and Loiacono. Those are the 2 primary championship contenders. Connor Aspley right there, P4, looking for that first podium for Pole Position Motorsports. Great to see Aspley up there, young driver with not a ton of experience. O'Fallon, Missouri, battling right now with Oliver Weldon. Right behind him, JT Hoskins there. Weldon trying to work his way forward. Weldon's going to go to the inside of the kink. Oh, how about 2 wide at the kink? Why not? And Aspley able to hold him off. We'll see how things play out. Remember, the drivers trying to come from the tail of the field. Brendan Cooley and Joao Vergara, the drivers who had the incident in turn number 1. They're trying to fight their way back forward. We'll see the white flag this next time by. Great run for Pato Gonzalez as he come away with his first race win. He's leading now. Scorpioni right with him. Remember, white flag flying here. Gonzalez going to defend to the inside. There goes to the inside Scorpioni. Normally, if a driver does that, you can check up and over under and get a better run, but Scorpioni's still there. There's some dust up. A driver's dropped the wheel on the exit. White flag flying this time by. 1 to go. Scorpioni back to the lead. Here comes the draft. Loiacono to the... Oh, Loiacono's going to make it 3 wide, folks. Wait for this camera shot. Indeed, 3 wide. Gonzalez going back at it again. Connor Aspley closing in. Across the bow comes Loiacono. Book it. He's through. all the way around the outside for Loiacono. He'll go back to the lead. Final lap, dialing things up to 11. It's getting exciting here at Road America. They've been sitting waiting 6 or 7 laps, running around under the yellow, all pent up, ready to get back at it. And this is the final circuit. Loiacono leads. Where do we get to? Vergara got back up to 12th, Cooley 13th on that lap. They're going to try to get to the top 10 before it's all said and done. Gonzalez thinks about the defense, not going to make it work. Another over-under. He's going to try to get to the inside. Not going to happen. Connor Aspley still right there, P4. Loiacono's gone back to the lead. Talk about a driver with a ton of confidence right now. And look at the guys coming back up through. Cooley and Vergara trying to find a way through here. Too wide coming over the crest of the hill. There's your lead for Loiacono. He was challenged early, but the gap's still there as Gonzalez and a Scorpioni going at it. Remember, coming into this race, 29 points, the gap between Loiacono and a Scorpioni. Ty Fisher now with the fastest lap, so as they run on the racetrack now, Loiacono, I believe, would take about 6 points out of the lead. It'll be 31 points to 25 because Loiacono has most laps led, I believe, now. It's going to be tight. I think he'll have most laps led. Yeah, Loiacono will definitely have most laps led. So that's another bonus point. So he'll be 32. It'll be a 7-point swing. And they came in at 29. So make it down to potentially 22 after this one if they finish here. And it looks like they're going to do it. Folks, this is going to be 3 straight wins for Liam Loiacono. The Aussie is on fire right now. The driver with the most momentum. Checkered flag is out. Call it back to back to back jacks. They'll come across the line. I don't think a Scorpioni's got enough on the draft. He'll try it, but not enough. Loiacono wins again. Another victory for Liam Loiacono. Wow. Great stuff. A Scorpioni coming home in second spot. Gonzalez. We had Rodrigo Gonzalez on the podium in race number 1. His brother Pato Gonzalez on the podium in race number 2, P3. JT Hoskins up into 4th. What a recovery for the driver who had that massive wreck down in the kink in the IndyCar weekend here in USF 2000 to come back here, get over the, let's just say, the PSTD of coming through that corner, able to get it done, able to get it handled, and coming away with a 4th place finish. Great job for JT. Connor Aspley in the 5th spot. 6th goes to Vilo Attila. 6th was Attila. 7th, Oliver Weldon. 8th, Ty Fisher. 9th, Diego Giat. And 10th for Michael Succo. Brendan Cooley, it looked like he was up into, remember, 12th or 13th. He ends up finishing in 17th, so not a good final lap for Cooley. Probably tried to send it somewhere to make a move. Vergara able to get his way back up to 11th, but he'll take a big hit there in the points as 1st and 2nd in the points, finish 2nd and 1st on the road. Loiacono is going to clear another one. Guess what, folks? The last lap of the race, the fastest lap of the race, another bonus point. That means Loiacono going to come away with all 33 points. He'll take 8 points out of the lead again. Leonardo Scorpioni, still your point leader, but Liam Loiacono with 3 straight victories and 4 of the last 5 is on fire. Loiacono, Scorpioni, and Gonzalez, those drivers working their way now down through the kink and through kettle bottoms. I'm going to head to Victory Lane to get a chance to chat with all 3 drivers. Race number 2 of USF Juniors done. If you're watching on the broadcast, don't go anywhere. Victory Lane celebrations up next. welcome back to Victory Lane here at Road America as we get set to celebrate race number 2 here in the Elite Engines Grand Prix of Road America. Let's get started with the driver finishing in 3rd spot. Great job for D-Force Racing's Patricio Gonzalez. We got time, so let's have a quick chat here. Patricio, congratulations. A great run for you today. Tell me how you feel about coming home on the podium.
It's amazing, the feeling from your first podium. It's the best thing that could happen.
Who do you want to thank today?
The whole team, D-Force, my parents for bringing me here, especially my dad, he's here.
Well done. All right, let's get that in here. Logan Knapp from Elite Engines, the Knapp family. Gonna bring that P3 in here. Great run there again, as we said, for Patricio Gonzalez, his first podium. Here's brother grabbing his second in race number 1. Driver coming home in second spot. Put together a great weekend so far. Did not qualify well in race 1. Got himself up in the top 5. This time a better qualifying spot. He ends up P2. He's still your point leader for Zanella Racing, Leonardo Scorpione. Leo, I'm sure that after that qualifying session, you're like, what have I done? What's happening here? You go back to P4, P2 today. Solid recovery.
Yeah, I mean, after the issue yesterday in quali, I knew I had to do a pretty good job in the race. And, I mean, I set my head down and kept everything clean, and we were able to come home 4th for the last one. And we had the second fastest lap, so we started P5 this race. And, I mean, we were about staying clean. There's a lot of contact early on, and I set my head down, and I was able to come home with P2.
Who do you want to thank today, bud?
I want to thank my dad, my mom, God, Naka, Zanella, all the Zanella crew, Mimo, Nico, Ernie especially. Thank you for everyone in the Zanella team.
All right, let's get the next trophy here. Zach Payne, one of our guests from Elite, are going to help me out with a P2 for your point leader, Leo Scorpione. And the championship most definitely dialing in here in this category, folks. It's big stuff. Once again, 3 different teams on the podium here. This is a big wins 4 of the last 5. Put your hands together for Liam Loiacono for J. Howard Driver Development. I'll tell you, Liam, we talk about when you win races, it kind of opens the floodgate a little bit, right? What's the confidence feel like for you? That was a big move to the outside of Leo.
Yeah, I knew I just had to commit. At the end of the day, we're fighting for the title, so I just have to be ahead of him at all times. And yeah, I just fully committed it. I knew that, you know, I got to make up every point I can on him. So yeah, we sent it around the outside, and yeah, the confidence is massive now. You know, I mean, we're sort of unstoppable in qualifying, like 6/10 clear. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that, but yeah, it's awesome. You know, I know we can drive away even when someone's behind us, so it's just a matter of how many green laps we have. So yeah, it's good. Hopefully we have a green race next one.
You sign a brand new sponsor midweek. Why not win some races for them, right?
Exactly. Thanks to Big Mark from JW Winco for coming on board. It's awesome to have him, especially getting these many wins. It's just great.
Who else you want to thank from the team? Obviously, J. Howard, that whole crew's behind you.
Yeah, the whole team at J. Howard Driver Development are here. They're putting an epic car together, and you know, it helps me score wins, and Heli Material Handling helps me score wins as well, as I just couldn't do it without them. So yeah, hopefully we get some more.
There it is, more racing one more time. Let's get that P1 trophy over here. Rebecca Potke going to help us out again, all from Elite Engines, the team that puts all of our power plants together for the series. Every team in USF Juniors, USF 2000, USF Pro 2000, those engines all come out of West Bend, Wisconsin's Elite Engines. And great to have them here with us. Logan Knapp, of course, leading the charge here this weekend. 3 different teams I talked about up front in what was a bit of a chaotic race. It all came down to that last lap battle, or last 2-lap battle, to be real. J. Howard Driver Development, Zanella Racing, and D-Force on the podium here for race number 2 of 3, a triple header here at Road America. All part of this Grid Life Summer Apex event. Back at it again tomorrow morning, 10:45 Central AM start for the broadcast. Back into the triple header. Excellent job by all of our drivers. Liam Loiacono, the driver with the momentum right now, no doubt about that. But lots of racing still to be done before it's all over. I think still probably a 20-point lead for a Scorpione, who has turned things around, as he said, from that tough run in qualifying where he was 17th in the opening race, drove up into the top 5, and then started P5 here today to come home with 2nd. So you know he's going to be in the middle of the fight for the race win tomorrow morning. Loving the action we've had here this weekend. It's been a great week. Let's bring our crew in here from Elite Engines for a team shot with all the drivers. Good to have them all here with us. We'll get a shot there. And then, of course, it's USF Junior, so we don't call it champagne. It's age-appropriate carbonated beverage. That's what I say, champagne. I don't want to get myself in trouble because I don't think anybody's close to 21 here. And sparkling apple cider just doesn't sound pro. All right, guys, Sue's out of the way. You got to wear those suits tomorrow, so don't get yourself wet yet. Grip it and rip it, guys. Let's celebrate another race here and another win for Leo Loiacono. A Scorpione second. Hey, welcome to the podium for Pato Gonzalez as well. Great job for Patricio. Well done, gentlemen. Fantastic race. Hopefully we'll go green to checker. A little less yellow tomorrow would be happy, but that caps off the day's action here at Road America. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning into the broadcast on the USF Pro Championship YouTube channel. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.